Listen to me, fellas. A man's home is supposed to be his castle. It's the one place on this planet where you should be able to drop your armor, kick off your boots, and just breathe. The world out there is a battlefield, you hear me? Every single day, you're out there fighting. You're fighting traffic, you're fighting deadlines at work, you're fighting to pay the bills, and you're fighting to build a future for your family. That's a whole lot of fighting. Now, if you gotta come home and put on a whole new set of armor to fight another battle inside your own four walls, you're gonna burn out. That's a fact, Jack. You can't recharge your batteries if the power station is on fire. Think about it like a championship boxer. After every round, he goes back to his corner. What does he do there? He gets water, his coach talks to him, calms him down, and gives him the strategy for the next round. That corner is his sanctuary. That's what your home is supposed to be. It's your corner in the ring of life. It's where you're supposed to find the peace and the strength to get back out there and win. But when that corner is filled with shouting, tension, and walking on eggshells, you're not getting recharged. You're getting drained even more, making it almost impossible to face the next day's fight with any kind of power. Your success outside the home is directly tied to the peace you have inside it. I've seen it a million times. A man who has a supportive, peaceful home environment can take on the world. He can handle a tough boss, he can navigate a bad business deal, he can bounce back from setbacks because he knows, at the end of the day, he's going back to his sanctuary. But a man who lives in a constant state of turmoil at home, his focus is shot, his energy is low, he's distracted at work, thinking about the argument he had this morning or the one he knows is waiting for him tonight. So, let's be clear, this ain't just about being comfortable, this is about your survival. This is about your ability to function at your highest level. Having a peaceful home isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. It's the foundation upon which you build everything else in your life. Your career, your health, your happiness. If that foundation is cracked and crumbling, everything you try to build on top of it is going to be shaky. You owe it to yourself and to your family to make that foundation as solid as a rock. It's time to stop just surviving at home and start thriving there. Alright, let's get real. Sometimes home feels less like a castle and more like a courtroom where you're always the one on trial. You walk in the door and you can feel the tension in the air. It's thick. Maybe she's upset about something you did or something you didn't do. Maybe it's not even about you, but the stress of her day, the kids, or the bills is all getting pointed in your direction. It feels like anything you say is the wrong thing. You try to explain, and it's called an excuse. You stay quiet, and you're accused of not caring. It's a lose-lose situation, and it can make a man want to just turn around and walk right back out the door. This kind of environment is a man killer, plain and simple. It chips away at you piece by piece. You start to lose your confidence, you start to doubt yourself. The stress from home follows you to work like a dark cloud. You're in a meeting, but you're not really there. You're replaying last night's fight in your head. Your boss is talking about quarterly reports, but you're thinking about the silent treatment you're gonna get when you get home. This isn't just bad for your mood, it's bad for your career. You can't be a leader, an innovator, or a hard worker when your mind is 1,000 miles away stuck in a war zone. I knew a guy, let's call him Mike. Mike was a contractor, great at his job, but his home life was a mess. His wife was constantly criticizing him. The way he worked, the friends he had, the way he loaded the dishwasher, it was non-stop. Mike started making mistakes at work. He measured a kitchen wrong, ordered the wrong materials. These were rookie mistakes he hadn't made in years. Why? Because his head wasn't in the game. His mental energy was being completely consumed by the drama at home. The stress was leaking into every part of his life, costing him money and his reputation. This is what happens when the peace is gone. The pressure builds up. It's like a pressure cooker with no release valve. A man's health starts to suffer. You can't sleep right, you get headaches, your blood pressure goes up. You might start drinking a little more than you should just to numb it out for a few hours. You're not just living with a difficult spouse, you're living in a state of chronic stress. And that, my brother, is a dangerous place for any man to be. It affects your mind, your body, and your spirit. Recognizing this is the first step to changing it. So, what do? You can't just pack a bag and run. You've got a family, you made a commitment. You've got to be the man and take the lead in fixing it. The first play in your playbook is to shut your mouth and open your ears. I know. When she's coming at you, your first instinct is to defend yourself, to fight back, to win the argument. But let me ask you something. Would you rather win the argument or win the peace? You gotta choose. A lot of the time, she's not looking for a solution from you. She's looking for understanding. She wants to know that you hear her, that her feelings matter. Your next move is to learn the art of the calm response. When she's a hurricane, you have to be the anchor. If you meet her fire with more fire, the whole house is gonna burn down. Take a deep breath, seriously, a real deep breath. And then say something like, okay, I hear that you're upset. Help me understand what's really bothering you. This does two things. First, it de-escalates the situation. You're not fighting back, so there's nothing to fight against. Second, it shows her you're on her team, not her opponent. You're trying to solve the problem with her, not be the problem. Let's talk about communication. You gotta stop assuming she can read your mind. She can't, and you can't read hers. You have to use your words, fellas, but you have to use the right words at the right time. Don't try to have a serious conversation when she's just walked in from a tough day, or when you're both exhausted. Pick a calm moment. Maybe on a Sunday morning over coffee, and use I statements. Instead of saying, you're always nagging me, try saying, I feel stressed and overwhelmed when we argue about this. It's not an accusation, it's an explanation of how you feel. It's a bridge, not a wall. And you have to be consistent. This isn't a one and done fix. This is a new way of operating. It's like going to the gym. You don't get muscles after one workout. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep practicing calm communication. You have to keep choosing to listen. There will be times when you slip up and so will she. That's okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. Every time you choose peace over winning, you're laying another brick in that solid foundation for your home. You are leading the way to a better place for both of you. Now, let me talk directly to you. While you're trying to be the peacemaker, the anchor, and the great communicator, you cannot forget to take care of yourself. You know how on an airplane they tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before helping others? That is a life lesson right there. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you're emotionally drained, stressed out, and running on fumes, you won't have the strength to be the calm leader your family needs. You have to find ways to recharge your own batteries, away from the chaos. This means you need to have your own thing. It could be going to the gym, playing basketball with your boys, or spending an hour in the garage working on an old car. It could be fishing or just going for a long walk by yourself to clear your head. Whatever it is, you need to schedule it and protect that time like it's $1 million meeting. It's not selfish, it's essential. This is your time to decompress, to process your own feelings, and to reconnect with who you are outside of being a husband and a father. It gives you the space to come back home a better, more patient man. Don't be afraid to talk to someone. The idea that men have to be tough and handle everything on their own is old and tired. And it's just plain wrong. There is no shame in talking to a trusted friend, a pastor, or a professional counselor. Sometimes just saying the words out loud to someone who isn't involved can give you a whole new perspective. It can help you see things you were missing and give you tools to cope with the stress. A smart man knows when he needs a coach. Getting help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Don't let your pride get in the way of your peace. Finally, don't lose hope. I know it can feel like you're stuck in a cycle that will never end. But people can change. Situations can change. By taking these steps, by leading with peace, communicating with intention, and taking care of yourself, you are planting seeds. You might not see the tree grow overnight, but with consistent effort, you can change the climate in your own home. You have the power to do that. Be patient, be strong, and be the man who builds a castle of peace, one brick at a time. You can do this.